This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and I am going to do day 14 of Inktober. Now, I seem to have lost my focus after day 4 of doing the vintage items on the large pages and postcards. So I'm refocusing. I'm going to do envelopes, and I'm changing the theme. I'm going to do dance. I'm still using ink pens. I'm using a Sharpie. I'm using a pen plus gear. I start to use a dip pen. I'm using a fountain pen and just a regular dollar store ink pen. So I will put a reference to the photo that I'm using. It's a dance photo from unsplash.com. I will put a reference to it in the description box below. But this is the first time I've sketched this, and it really is working well for me. I am really enjoying it, and I'm hoping that this is going to help me refocus. I think because I'm doing a smaller piece and I'm not so worried about the background, I am going to do 2 envelopes, one for myself and one for a giveaway. Now this is where I start to use the dip pen. I'm getting everything out and ready. I do test it with, I'm using Higgins ink, and I test it and everything looks good on that mixed media paper, but the minute I put it on the envelope, it bleeds. I'm using envelopes, Mead envelopes. I got them at the dollar store. The paper's just not the same weight. It's a little bit thinner weight paper. So I use my pen plus gear and just finish the border. That's the only place I use the pen plus gear pen on this. So now I continue. I'm using a zebra fountain pen right now. It's a disposable fountain pen, but I do like drawing with it. The ink flows nice out of it. This is basically a line drawing, and then I will go back in with calligraphy ink in blue because her dance costume is in blue, and with a small paintbrush, and I will color her costume blue. And that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. You see, I did put a double border around the envelope. I put a darker blue for the upper part of her costume, and then the skirt part is a see-through, kind of like a tulle. And so I use a wash on that. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm putting that same wash along the border just to set it off a little bit more. The only thing I don't do to this is I do not put my splash on it. I'm going to put gold splash on it. I will do that off camera. Now I decide to seal these envelopes because the envelope is the art. There'll be nothing in it when I send it. So I go ahead and do my double borders on the back, and I outline the envelope flap too. I decide that I'm going to put my return address on the back flap. And there's where I do that. I'll fill it in after I do the giveaway. So I'm just doing the border on the back, and like I said, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I think that this is going to give me the impetus to finish Inktober. I did do 4 days of Inktober. There I'm just signing it, putting Inktober and putting day 14. I did do 4 days of Inktober and 3 drawings on each of the 4 days. So I did 12 drawings in 4 days. So I'm really only missing 1 drawing. This is day 14, so I think I can say that I'm fairly going to catch up, and I'll be doing 2 drawings a day. Hopefully I'll have enough to fill in. So I'm not feeling too bad about Inktober. Here I'm doing the very same sketch, the very same dance photo on the second envelope. And this is the one that I will probably give away. I feel much more comfortable doing this one. I've already sketched this once. I know where I'm going. I have the composition down. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. There's no bleeding around the border because of the dip pen. And I don't blame the dip pen. I blame the envelope. It's just not a strong paper. Now I'm beginning to outline her. Again, this is just a line drawing, and I will color in her costume with blue calligraphy ink. I do that with a paintbrush. The upper torso part is a dark blue, and then I use a wash for the skirt, which is kind of like a see-through. It's a dance costume. Really happy with how this is turning out. And I'll go back in and work on her hair a little here. I like how her hair kind of poofs up as she's jumping, and it just gives a lot of movement to the piece. Of course, she's got a lot of movement just in the way she's posed, but her hair flying up like that just adds more movement. Now, of course, I drew it upside down, so I reversed the flaps there so that so that I can put the signature on the right side when you turn it over. And I just do the double border. Same thing around here. And I'll do the blue wash around it. And I'll add a blue wash underneath that flap. And I really like how that just kind of creates a shadow. You'll see that here after I finish the borders. Yeah, there, see that blue wash? I really like that. So I'll go ahead and do that on the other envelope. So there are my sketches for day 14. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I will see you on day 15. Thank you for watching.